And now let's look at vertical stretching and shrinking. When we have a function, f of x, if we multiply it by c, it will stretch the graph if c is greater than 1, and it will shrink the graph if c is between 0 and 1. Let's look at what that means. If I start with a basic graph of the square root of x, you already know what that looks like. Let me take that same function now and multiply it by 2. When I do that, we would expect it to stretch the graph. And notice what it does, and notice what we mean by stretch. It pulls the graph further away from the x-axis, and that's exactly what happens here. We would then expect, if I multiply that same function by 1/2, that it will shrink the graph or push it closer to the x-axis, and that is exactly what happens. And that is exactly what happens as we multiply these graphs by various constants. And that is exactly what happens. That will work with any function as we multiply it. If the number we multiply by is greater than 1, it will stretch. If the number is between 0 and 1, it will shrink.